When we were first approached by Dylan and Crystal Bridges, we had already been doing prototypes for more affordable and faster construction in LA. Our instinct was like to go back and look at our trajectory, and became clear to us that the housing prototype could not achieve that goal. So then we thought, what can achieve that goal? At that point, we decided to look at the underlying factors that prevent people from having housing.
Part of what we are trying to express with this pavilion is that with some flexibility, more people would be able to come into these systems that are leaving some people behind. So we're talking about 4 basic systems: land acquisition, financing, building permits, and construction.
Abram is a friend of ours. He came from Mexico. He's a builder. He has been in the US for
About 20 years.
20 years. He builds a lot of the houses we design, and he can't build his own house because access to land is really hard. Financing, it's very hard for him. He's there every day building my house, and he's telling me his stories and how he cannot build his house.
It affects not just immigrants, because I've been speaking to some people here. But one of the contractors who was working in one of the pavilions here, he's self-employed. So at some point he would not be able to get a loan because he didn't have a paycheck. So it's broader problem. As you walk up the path and see our prototype, you will see this field of columns. They have a concrete base and they have a steel columns on top of them. And the experience is to feel the rigid system as you walk through these columns, and then you reach the pavilion. This rigid grid represents the system. And what we are sort of saying is we don't want to reinvent the system. We want to build flexibility into it. I think that in our countries in Latin America, people find that flexibility. They look for ways of getting and building what they need. Both the columns and the pottery is done in Michoacan. It's a state in mid-South Mexico. The columns are handcrafted. The pots are also handcrafted, but they're using a technique of pottery that is a pre-colonial technique where the clay is burnt. I think that the clay column and the wood columns are physical manifestation of these cultural memories that people bring with them, and we wanted to use them as a way to show flexibility within this rigid system. This primer color is something that we've seen around here. It's kind of like a reddish brown that I think is a very Midwestern color. We chose some colors that range from this Midwestern color to more Latin American tones, not just a physical place, but a place that is built with memories and with spaces.
When you reach the pavilion, what we would like people to feel is that there is change, there is flexibility, there is color, there is hope.
I think that hope is important for people that come here, because then they'll realize that they have a path, or that with some flexibility, they would have a path to own their own house.